Hey guys, MCU Collector here with a new video. This is a review for the Hasbro Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Toys R Us exclusive 3-pack Thor, Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot. So this is actually popping up in Toys R Us stores still, even though they are closing on the East Coast and like the Midwest. This one actually came from Ohio. I did not find this in the store. This may be one of those that I will never ever see in a store. Who knows? We still don't know what's going on with it. No e-tailers have picked it up or anything like that. We don't know what the status is. But I did get this in the mail today. Super excited to bring it to you guys and show you. I had to have this set. So someone on Facebook actually offered to pick some up at a very good price. Basically cost plus shipping. So you just can't go wrong with that. So I got it in today, so very excited to open it up and share with you guys. Just looking at the package, we have the Toys R Us exclusive sticker. I don't care, I'm opening it up. I need these figures out of the package. So here, close look at the Thor. Looking pretty awesome. Looks like there's some new parts in there. We'll compare it to some of the other MCU Thors. Rocket, which looks like the same figure, but I think there is a little bit of a difference to him. And then the Teen Groot figure there. So really cool. So on the side artwork, you see we have Thor there. On the other side, you have Rocket and Groot. Very cool. Back of the package, you see you have the product shot of the figures. The bio reads, when a blaster-toting raccoon, a teenage tree, and an Asgardian god get together, the journey is sure to be out of this world. So, really cool. UPC there for those that are interested. I'm not sure if it's going to show up anywhere. But let's get this open and take a look and compare it to all the other MCU figures we have of Thor, Groot, and Rocket. There it is. Let's open it up. Here it is out of the package, Thor, Rocket, and Groot. So really awesome figures, just taking a look at it. Some really cool things. Obviously, this Groot is going to be 100% new sculpt. This Thor, as far as I can tell, is actually completely brand new. The head sculpt, a little bit of changes, but it looks to be the same as the previous Thor Ragnarok head. Just, you know, he has the eye patch on this one. So really cool things. We'll take a look at the Groot figure and we'll kind of work our way that way. So this Groot figure, this is the teenage Groot. I really like this figure. My only thing is that the eyes look really weird. It's just kind of like gold with a little black dot kind of in the middle, but it looks really beady-eyed and kind of creepy looking. But other than that, the sculpt itself looks really good. It is not the same as that basic figure 2-pack that comes with Rocket. This is a completely new figure, new sculpt. Everything is new on this figure because this one is articulated, whereas that other one is really only like a 5 POA, 5 points of articulation figure. So on the Groot figure, looks really good. We got a little bit of hair up at the top there, a little green paint kind of in there. So really good. There's not a whole lot to it. It's basically just a flat brown plastic, and then with a little bit of green up here in the arms, the chest, and then the head. There isn't even any green on this arm, just kind of up underneath there. But let's take a look at the articulation. So the head is on a ball peg, and there is a joint, so he can look up, can look all the way down, so that's really good. A little bit of pivot, kind of move around, full rotation, of course. He has a diaphragm joint, but he gets a little bit of movement, so he hunches down that much. Not really back a whole lot. No real pivot to it either. Shoulders are on a ball. They go up that high. Full rotation. You have a single jointed elbow, so just like the female figures, it's a rotation at the elbow, and then single joint. He only gets it up that much, so just about 90 degrees, maybe a little tiny bit less. The wrists swivel and they do hinge. I don't know if I ever noticed that. He only has 4. Oh no, that's right. Same thing on this side. The legs go out this far, so they actually go apart quite a bit, which is good. They come up all the way. Not really, not a whole lot back. And then he does, look at that, a leg popped right off even. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. But pops right back on, no big deal. I guess it's all on kind of how you position it, how you pose it. Single jointed elbow, which gives it a little bit of a bend, not a whole lot going on there. And it does have a swivel at the knee. The foot does hinge up tiny bit, but hinges back a little bit more. and then does actually have ankle pivot in there, so really cool. But there he is, kind of looking at the sculpt work. There's some good detailing in the sculpt of the wood. I wish it would kind of give it a little bit of a grainy texture, maybe. That'd be really cool, but can't expect a whole lot kind of going into some of these multi-packs. But it is nice to have a teenage Groot figure. The only accessory that he comes with is his little tablet video game thing. Not a whole lot going on to it. There's no, we don't know if that's supposed to be a game or what's going on. So it's just this kind of flimsy little rubbery piece that's kind of packed in there. And you can see I have the other groups back there. He's basically the same color, same type of look that you see with the bigger Groots, not really with the baby Groots or anything like that. Now Rocket here, this is the same figure as the Mantis Wave Rocket, with a little bit of differences. So you can see this one is the Mantis Wave, this is the 3-pack. So the coloring is definitely different, a little bit more blue. This one's kind of a more faded blue, I would say. And then the accent colors, like the pockets, things like that, are different, kind of a light gray, whereas this is done kind of in a black. And you can actually see, whereas everything's just a little bit, color differences just a little bit off. But other than that, it's the same. However, the lower jaw is different. So kind of looking up closely at the two heads, again, this is Mantis Wave, this is the 3-pack. You can kind of see how the gums are painted. I want to say the top head portion is the exact same on this one, but that lower jaw is actually what's different. So these aren't, the jaws aren't really articulated, it's just kind of a separate piece kind of glued in there. So this one, you can kind of open it just a little bit, but it's not really going to stay. But there's no tongue in there, so that's how I know it's definitely a different piece. It's not just the way it's sitting in there. So they did make a little bit of a change to the head sculpt of the figure to kind of, I guess, make it, you know, so it is a different figure. And he comes with the same guns that we had seen with the Mantis Wave. These ones actually have less paint to them, or no paint. They're just kind of done in a gray plastic. And he also has this gun as well. Let me know in the comments below, is this the same gun that he came with on that Mantis Wave? I think it is, but I could be wrong. No paint other than this kind of gold that's in there. The sculpt of the detail is pretty good. There's a lot going on with it, but again, let me know. There's no paint to it. Now for Thor, the accessories that he comes with, this is the Bifrost sword. Heimdall sword, as a lot of people kind of refer to it as. So some were speculating that, is that a spoiler for the Avengers Infinity War movie? Who knows? But again, this exact sword came in the Thor Valkyrie 2-pack that was the Target exclusive. So he didn't use it in that movie, and yet he came with it in that pack. So who knows? We don't know. I will tell you, this one is so much better because the paint is better. The other one looked really, really cheap. This one, not so much. A little bit better paint detail in there, especially in the brown. The blade has a nice darker kind of gunmetal color to it. Looks really good. The yellow gold on this, so much better. Really cool. Here we have the Thor figure. We'll kind of get a close-up on the head sculpt. I think, again, the head sculpt is the same with the Ragnarok head. It's just the difference is he has the eye patch. And let's kind of, you know what, let's get those Thor figures out and kind of compare them. So we kind of have all the Thors kind of lined up so you can kind of see how they all look. So we have, of course, the two Thor Ragnarok ones, the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure, and, excuse me, the 2-pack and the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure. The Amazon 4-pack for Age of Ultron there in the back, and then we have the Walmart exclusives. This one was the Avengers wave, and then the one behind it actually was the Thor wave. That was the only movie figure that was kind of released in there, and then it also in that line had a comic Thor and a comic Loki. So you can kind of see here. I want to say that this new one's actually probably my current favorite of Thor, whereas before it was the Age of Ultron Thor that was really my favorite. This one, it just really has a simple design to it, which I really like. There's no kind of big pieces that kind of get in the way and different things. He stands up nice and straight, whereas the other ones like always kind of struggle to kind of get standing or whatever. But you can see that the sculpt is completely new on this one. I even checked the shoes, the boots. The boots are new. They don't even. It's not even the same with any of the figures, any of the 6 total MCU Thor figures that we have. Soon to be 7, because again, there is another one coming out in the Cole Obsidian wave. Should be out in May. But I think kind of a wide release in June. But looking at it, you can see the head sculpt is basically the same here. I kind of looked at the hair. The hair is basically the same in the sculpt. You could just see that they kind of sculpted on that eye patch on this one, and it's kind of the biggest difference. Whereas I always thought, yeah, this did look like Chris Hemsworth, but when I kind of see this one, it's looking a little bit more. I think the coloring is just kind of a little bit better, and then the fact that it's hiding the his eye patch, I think does look really good. So here, the Age of Ultron one, which will get re-released basically in the 10th anniversary for the Thor: The Dark World. Should have a new head sculpt with the digital print, or it might be the same head, but the new digital print technology. This was my favorite Thor because it's just an outstanding figure altogether. Aesthetic appeal is really big on me, so this one was always kind of my favorite. These two are okay. They're good for what they are. Not a great Chris Hemsworth look or likeness, but not terrible. But they're solid all-around figures. They're basically the same figure. You know, slight color differences, but the head sculpts are the different. You know, this one has the helmet. He has the helmet. This one does not. So there's those. But onto the articulation of this Thor figure. Some really cool things. You can see the head looks up all the way, so that's great. Looks all the way down, chin to his chest. There is a little bit of a swivel, but you kind of have to get it up because you have this collar piece there that kind of gets in the way. His chin wants to hit it right there. So just be careful of that. Shoulders are on a ball, so they only go up kind of so far. You want to be careful kind of how you get in that. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and look at that elbow. That's just very weird looking, because if you look, this hinge is cut all the way down into his forearm, which is really far down, so it gives you this crazy bend right there. So a little too much, I would say, but it's nice that, you know, that articulation, you could do some really cool things kind of with it. So crazy double jointed elbow, swivel wrist hinge as well, and there's no paint to this. It's kind of all black, not a whole lot of paint. You can kind of see that it's supposed to be kind of the lightning coming off the silver metal there. We get an ab crunch diaphragm joint, which works okay. He doesn't get a whole lot of down. You can kind of see the hump in the back there, and no paint on the back. Kind of crunches back quite a bit, and it's just it's not terrible, but it just, I guess, it looks a little odd, kind of, you know, face on when you're looking at it. You do get some side to side pivot motion, so that's really good. There's no waist swivel at all. Legs go out that far apart, which is really good. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, really good. No boot swivel at all, but foot hinges all the way up, all the way down, and of course he does have the pivot there. So again, really good looking Thor figure. One thing I forgot to mention is you could see they actually have some lightning paint coming off of his eyes, like we had seen in the Thor movie, the Ragnarok movie, kind of how his eyes glow up, and you can kind of see the lightning coming off of there, right there. So that looks really good. So awesome looking figure. Not a whole lot of paint detail or anything. It's very basic, flat black with the silver paint for the armor pieces, and then to kind of give that little bit of lightning look. Would have been nice if they would have done kind of a bluish color to really kind of highlight and show off, but it does look really good. So there is the Thor figure. Really awesome looking 3-pack. Very happy to have it. I'm glad that guy actually offered to pick some up for people and, you know, and send them out. So he sent that out right away, which was really cool. I really appreciate it to that guy. So here we have it, the Thor, Groot, and Rocket 3-pack. Can't wait to see the movie. It's about 48 hours out before the movie starts, so I'm very excited to get it. But if you guys have any questions, leave comments below. Hit that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you for watching.